Maria Palomina had been savagely murdered in her downstairs apartment. 15-year-old Jennifer Jeffley says she wasn't there when it happened. She was at a neighbor's apartment on the phone talking to family friend Craig Peters.
Just a basically regular, conversation.
But Jennifer says her friend and the upstairs neighbor of the victim, 24-year-old Eva Mondragon, allegedly wanted her to tell police something else, that they had been together at the time of the murder.
You told police you were with Eva Mondragon when the murder happened, but you really weren't?
No, ma'am. I was in a whole nother location.
Why did Eva want you to say you were with her?
She said our lives was in danger if we didn't say that we were together.
What did that mean? And were Eva and Jennifer going to give cops the same version of events? At the scene, Houston PD deduced Mrs. Palomina was hit over the head with a piece of pottery and stabbed multiple times with a knife from her own kitchen, a knife that seemed to be missing. They collect their evidence, take witness statements, then leave, only to return the next day for Jennifer.
The following morning, they came to my mother's apartment. They told my grandmother that they needed to take me back to the precinct to ask me additional questions. My grandmother asked if she ride with him. I still remember this. It was a 1996 four-door Ford Taurus, brand new because it still had the new car smell. But he told my grandmother there wasn't enough room in the car for her to ride with us. So my grandmother told him, okay, because we hadn't been in Houston that long, would you allow me to go and get my purse and my car keys and follow? He says yes. So as my grandmother turns around to walk up the sidewalk, he gets in the car and drives off.
Drives off with the 15-year-old. When Jennifer's mom, Jackie, gets home from work, she hears her youngest daughter is gone.
My mother told me that the detective had come and picked up Jennifer and taken her with him.
So she didn't know where Jennifer was?
She had no idea.
Did they ask for your permission to take your daughter?
Never.
At the station, Sergeant Wayman Allen and Detective Roy Swainson would be interviewing the 8th grader.
They tag teamed me. So after my initial arrival at the precinct, I was never alone. I never had time alone. One of them was always with me.
According to court documents, the interrogation of the minor was not video or audio taped.
Questions start. He's nice at first, so walk me through what happened. I reiterate the same story.
The story that she'd been with Eva at the time of the murder. Awakened by Mrs. Palomina's screams, they went outside to investigate. Then Jennifer, under the direction of Eva, went into the victim's apartment, rifling through 2 purses, looking for pen and paper in order to write down what she saw.
In my mind, I'm keeping my family safe.
But cops aren't buying it. They press further.
You say you went through the contents of these 2 purses looking for a pen and paper to write down what you had saw. Yes, sir. Okay, well, why is your fingerprints on the drawer of the murder weapon? I didn't have blood. You didn't touch the victim at any time. No, sir. You didn't check her for a pulse. No, sir. You're lying. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. I maintained the initial statement for maybe a few hours. Then, okay, well, obviously they know something that I said in this statement is not true. So that's when I started trying to tell them, okay, well, I was asked to make the statement. This is what really happened.
Next comes statement number 2. Jennifer tells cops while she and Eva were waiting for help to arrive, Eva told her to go over Mrs. Palomina's fence to check on her. Once in the apartment, Jennifer says she moved a piece of pottery from Mrs. Palomina's neck and picked up the victim's purse and put it on a chair. In this version, Jennifer admits to having gone into the kitchen to look for a pen, something she had forgotten to tell police before. Detectives aren't buying this version either.
You didn't think in your mind, I should have an attorney, I shouldn't be saying these things. You didn't even think of it.
I had never been in trouble with the law.
As Jennifer continues to talk to cops alone, Jackie is calling, trying desperately to get to her daughter.
I had called the detective because he left me his business card. I asked him, where's my daughter? And where are you, so that I can either come and get her or so that I can be there with her. And he just said, it's not necessary. We're through questioning her and we'll be bringing her home in 30 minutes.
30 minutes comes and goes.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I didn't know where they were. I know how traffic is in Houston. 45 minutes later, I'm calling back, where are you? What's the problem? I just want to be there with her. And he says, we had another question or two to ask her, so we'll be there in 30 minutes. And that's what he kept doing. I gave him 30, 45 minutes to bring her home, and when he didn't, I would call him back. At one point in time, he told me she's in good hands. We're taking good care of her.
Was she in good hands?
I had asked for first my grandmother. I asked for my mother. They told me, you don't need anybody. You're not in any trouble. We're just trying to get the facts correct, and then we'll take you home, because I was helping them. You keep helping us, and we'll help you. But I didn't have anything to tell them.
And yet Jennifer comes up with another version, version number 3. In this statement, the teen points the finger at Eva and a guy named Frank, then quickly admits the story isn't true. As the hours tick by, Jennifer says detectives never let up.
I never got a break from the questioning, being told that I had done it and just confessed. It never stopped until finally I signed a statement.
Coming up, what did Jennifer sign?
I was so tired and so depleted of energy, I would have signed whatever they put in front of me.
And what nightmare would come next?